Good evening and welcome back to Twin State Sports. I'm Bailey Wilborn filling in for Zach. The Mississippi State football team opened up their 2019 season in the New Orleans Superdome with the win. Quarterback Tommy Stevens had 3 touchdowns in his first career start, 2 in the air and 1 on the ground. Running back Kylan Hill had himself a big day. He rushed for almost 200 yards and a touchdown. On the defensive side of things, the Bulldogs were able to recover 3 fumbles, and Cameron Dantzler grabbed an interception. The Bulldogs will host in-state rival Southern Miss on Saturday. Well, speaking of the Golden Eagles, Jalen Adams opened up the Southern Miss football season with the opening kickoff return of 89 yards, and the Golden Eagles wouldn't let up from there. QB Jack Abraham threw for 293 yards and a touchdown. He also ran in a score, and Adams ended up getting another return TD, this time off a punt and for 80 yards. The Golden Eagles are now preparing for their big-time matchup against the Bulldogs. The Ole Miss Rebels didn't have similar luck as their in-state counterparts. The offensive and defensive lines couldn't stop Memphis from basically doing whatever they wanted. The offensive line allowed 10 tackles for loss and 3 sacks, while only allowing their backs to rack up 63 yards. And the defensive line, they allowed the Memphis running backs to rush for 209 yards and a touchdown. Good news for the Rebels, though. They will take on Arkansas, who's coming off a 2-win season, and they don't look like they have improved that much. That will be on Saturday. The Saints have traded away linebacker Vince Beagle. In return, they will receive linebacker Kiko Alonso from the Miami Dolphins. Alonso had apparently requested to be dealt after spending the last 3 seasons in Miami. He racked up 125 tackles, 3 forced fumbles, and 3 interceptions last year, but was set to see his role diminish in 2019 with Jerome Baker and Raekwon McMillan playing larger roles. The Saints have now added a productive veteran to a linebacking core that already features Demario Davis, Alex Anzalone, and A.J. Klein. Labor Day weekend racing in Darlington, South Carolina for the Bojangles Southern 500. William Byron won the pole in the qualifiers, but that didn't really matter for him. He was impacted by a crash between Hemrick and McDowell. Kyle Busch tried to catch Eric Jones late, but he couldn't quite keep up. And in his 100th career start, Eric Jones wins the Bojangles Southern 500. It's his first win this season. Week 2 action at the U.S. Open in the Big Apple. Madison Keys looking to avenge her loss in the Australian Open to Alina Svitolina, but Svitolina would win again. She defeats Keys 7-5, 6-4 to advance to her first U.S. Open quarterfinal. And then world number 1 Novak Djokovic taking on Stan Wawrinka. Stan, the man, was rolling, taking down the Joker in the first 2 sets. And then after the second set, Djokovic will call a medical timeout to have a trainer work on his shoulder that's been bothering him the whole tournament. And then after this double fault to go down 2-1 in the 3rd set, Djokovic retires. The crowd booed Djokovic on his way out, and after the match, Djokovic was pretty snappy with the media.
Stan, he's a great player. I really wish him all the best for the rest of the tournament. I don't want to talk about my injuries. I said that in the past. I'm sticking to that.
But this time you retired.
I know. But I retired, and I told you it is left shoulder, and I have nothing more to talk about.